Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with the eyeshadow palette wardrobe tag. Now, I got this from Chic Geek, and it was started by Morgan and Charlotte. I will link all of them down below, but the idea is picking out of your palettes what you would use for different occasions. Now, if you know me, you know I have a crap ton of palettes. So I was trying to think, okay, what palettes do I absolutely know work so that I'm not accidentally picking like a dud palette for some reason. But what palettes would I use for certain occasions? Now, I am somebody that likes dramatic eyeshadow looks, dramatic makeup looks, obviously. I went kind of heavy on the blush today. But I tried to incorporate both my own interests into what these questions are asking me. Let me put it that way. So, first off, I have a stack of palettes here. For the first one, it is Wedding or Guest. Now, I have no idea what I wore on my wedding day. My wedding day was in 2009, so shows how long ago it was. I did not have professional makeup done. My sister-in-law at the time did it for me, and I remember it being pretty. I liked it, so I have no complaints there. But what I would say if I was doing somebody else's makeup, I have used a Bad Habit, I think it was the Medusa palette in the past when I did the makeup for a friend of mine. But if I was trying to go for something neutral that I could make a bit sparkly, I would probably go with this. It's the Tarteist Pro palette by Tarte. It is full of neutrals, as you can see here. And it does have these shimmery shades on the side if you want to do something shimmery. But it has a lot of mattes to play with that will work well for a lot of different skin tones, so that's kind of what I was thinking of. This is something I might supplement with, say, the Pro Remix palette, which I also have now, but I know these shadows are good. I really like them. I know that they're not going to let me down. So, for date night, this was something I actually had to think about for a minute, because it's like, well, my husband says he likes dramatic eye looks on me, and I like to do a lot of color, so I actually picked my Hip Dot palette with Meatball, who is a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. So, I mean, this is a palette that will slap you in the face with color, and it has those glitter shades on top, but they're actually really nice. Use a glitter glue with them, kind of pat them on your eye. They're great. So, this is another one that, you know, I might mix with something else just in case, but this would definitely at least be my primary palette with that. See, this is why I'm not that great at this tag, because I'm definitely somebody who mixes palettes. But overall, like, yeah, I would definitely do probably at least the majority of the look out of something like this. I haven't been on an actual date night in forever, but I mean, who has? So, this is what I pick, and I'm standing by it. Girls' night. Now, that's something I haven't done in a million years either. So, I went back and forth on a couple of things, and eventually I decided on something that I knew I could make glam if I wanted, but still kind of would fit in with everybody else a little bit. Wouldn't stand out too much, although the shades that I tend to go for out of here would definitely be more of the berry variety. It is, I'm moving it around, I'm sure you know the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. We all know what this looks like. My favorite shades out of here are like Vermeer and Love Letter. Those are the two that I wear together a lot, with the Buon Fresco in the crease. So, yeah, the look would still stand out a decent amount, but pretty shades. You could definitely make them look nice and glam. But I wouldn't be the center of attention, let's say. Which, for a girls' night, I don't know if you necessarily want to take attention away from everybody else. I don't know, that's me just guessing. For vacation, I decided to grab what was actually my travel palette for years. Now, if you watched my Pan That Palette for 2021, you know I'm panning it this year because it's getting older, and I figure, let me go ahead and finish it up. It's the Tarteist Pro To Go palette. Just 6 shades, but you can create a variety of looks with it. I'm wearing it today all over my lid. I'm wearing Dominant, actually, because I'm trying to hit pan on it. You know, you got your shimmers, you got your mattes. I kind of have to mix these two together to get a crease shade, because I do wear this one a lot too, but If I want a different type of crease shade, I have to mix Drive and Styling together because Styling itself is a little too dark for my crease unless I'm going super heavy with the stuff. But another one that's never let me down formula-wise. I know exactly what I'm going to get every time I use this. There are no surprises. Graduation. This was one where I honestly wasn't sure what to pick. It's like, did you mean for my graduation or what I'm going to wear to somebody else's graduation? I went with the Makeup Revolution Emily the Wants palette. I love this palette. I know not everybody loves this formula, but I do enjoy it plenty. Got a lot of variety. You can do something soft. You can do something a little more bold. It's definitely one of my favorite palettes. I don't get to use it too much because I'm usually panning something, but I do really enjoy it. I really like this corduroy shade right here. I like the greens in it in general, so yeah. This is probably what I would go with. Like, that's something that I can grab and then decide what kind of look I want because it's big enough that it doesn't like hamper me in one way or the other. Like, there's plenty of shimmers, there's plenty of mattes. I can do whatever I want. Birthday party. Maybe I should have said meatball for the birthday party because I know that if it was my birthday party, I would go... I'd wear every damn color of the rainbow. For somebody else's birthday party, on the other hand, I would probably lean more towards like the modern Renaissance because you don't want to take attention from somebody else on their birthday either. So I know I'm pulling from two previous answers, but that's what I would say. I skipped one, and it is Christmas Day, and it says one of my favorite palettes, and I think it's kind of hilarious that I am choosing this palette for Christmas, but it is the Rebel Rouge Labs Suspended in Dusk palette. Now, this is a palette based on a great band that if you are into the goth aesthetic at all, you should definitely look up, Typo Negative. So it's kind of weird to be saying, this is my Christmas palette, but let me show it to you. I could definitely get like a really green or red Christmas look out of this very easily. So, like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I want my Suspended in Dusk palette for that answer. So, yeah, it's a great palette. She does restocks on this on occasion. It's an Etsy seller, actually, but I have her second one based on the same band coming in eventually, probably sometime next month. I put it on pre-order, so yes. Definitely check out her eyeshadows. They are great. Next for Errands, next is Office. So I'm going to actually combine these next two. Office, Errands, Everyday on the Go. Now, in theory, Everyday on the Go, I would just wear whatever the hell I want. I don't care. But definitely for like office makeup too, I would go with this. It's the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible Deluxe Edition. You can't get this anymore, sadly, which sucks because for a neutral palette, this is very pretty. And one of the reasons why I really like it is for this pink shade down here. I know, it's kind of silly, but BH Cosmetics does have a really good eyeshadow formula for not a lot of money. Like, I want to say this was either $20 or $25. It does have the highlights in here as well. Like these two I can't use on my face. I use them as eyeshadows, but it's a good formula. One that, once again, I know I can depend on. That is very... you have to try really hard to get dramatic looks out of here. Like, that's just not what this palette is. So this is what I would pick if I worked in an office situation where I had to keep stuff neutral and light. Haven't worked for anything like that for years. One of the last jobs that I had was when I worked at EA, and that was when I started dyeing my hair weird colors because they did not care what I looked like. So, shows how much that office cared. Anyways, finally we have New Year's, and I had to bust this one out for New Year's because it's very dramatic, it's very shimmery. It is Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette, one that everybody wishes that they had added to their permanent line, and they really friggin' need to. I'm taking my brushes out of some of these because I don't know why they're even in here. Mine's all messy because the glitter does get everywhere when you're using it, unfortunately. But I mean, you guys know this palette's stunning. The glitters, the shimmers in here just have that extra pop. That is amazing. So, you you know this is an amazing palette. You know most of these are amazing palettes. And if you don't, maybe you should. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye!